What's going on, everyone? It's your boy Token, and today we are back with a brand new episode of VGC Climbing the Ladders. Today we are going to still be using Sejun's team, as I definitely want to get a little bit more practice underneath with this team and see exactly what's the highest potential that we can actually reach with this team. I did do some off-screen laddering where I was just getting some really bad RNGs, so I was definitely unfortunate. Definitely wasn't making like the most optimal plays as well, but had some bad RNG that was still causing me to lose games. Either way though, yeah, we're going to give this team a little bit more of a go and see how far we can go with it. Thank you guys for tuning in into today's episode of VGC Climbing the Ladder, and if you do end up enjoying this video, definitely leave a like as well as subscribe to the channel if you are new so you don't miss out on future episodes. And the like goes so far with showing me that you guys are enjoying the content, so definitely don't forget to smash the like button if you enjoy. But alright, right before we hopped into today's battles, I just want to very quickly go over a replay that's going to showcase the full potential of this team, so you guys can really see how strong this team can be, especially against certain archetypes. Here we have an opponent, Air Soul, and they are using a Tapu Lele Metagross kind of archetype team, and Tapu Lele Metagross is a common archetype, or a somewhat common archetype, because of the fact that Lele sets up Psychic Terrain for Metagross, and the Metagross is able to go for very hefty Zen headbutts on foes on your opponent's team, and they just kind of Mega Metagross is able to kind of decimate teams if not dealt with adequately. Especially if you don't have something like an Aegislash or a Hydreigon on your team. And even if you have a Hydreigon, then Tapu Lele is there for the Hydreigon. So it's definitely a strong combination. Aegislash is one of the few Pokemon that can really help deal with that combination. So thankfully we have an Aegislash on our team. And we are going to, in this particular game, my opponent Air Soul brought the Tapu Lele and Metagross. And then they brought Landorus and Hydreigon. We decided to bring Naganadel, Aegislash, Mega Charizard Y, and KOMMO-O. Going into this game, what exactly I was thinking was just, alright, I'm going to predict my opponent to lead with Tapu Lele Metagross. So if they're going to lead with that, my most optimal lead is Naganadel Aegislash, because Aegislash puts immense pressure on both Tapu Lele and Metagross, and then Naganadel puts the pressure on Tapu Lele, so that Tapu Lele and Metagross don't just double into Naganadel, considering Naganadel will be faster than Lele unless it's Scarf. You definitely run into some of the Scarf ones. And we can put my opponent in a little bit of a bind, and we can see exactly what he'll end up having to decide to do to deal with this lead combination. So that's what we went with. Let's just hop into the game and see how it goes. So my opponent is going to lead the Tapu Lele Metagross, and I'm going to lead Naganadel Aegislash. So Lele's Psychic Surge will go up. So here on turn 1, I expected my opponent to maybe go double offensive. However though, with Aegislash on my side of the field, I felt very confident in my ability to deal with both of these two Pokemon, even if my opponent doubled into Naganadel and knocked it out turn 1. Either way though, I would be getting a Tailwind off because Naganadel is faster than Mega Metagross, at least. So I go for the Tailwind and then just go on the offensive with Aegislash, go for a Shadow Ball into the Metagross slot. I thought if anything was going to switch out, there was a higher chance that Lele would switch out than Metagross, considering Naganadel can't do anything to Metagross, really, at least our set, as we're not running Fire Blast. But Lele was pressured by both Aegislash and Naganadel. However, my opponent pulls a double switch, really nice double switch, really nice switch into Hydreigon, other than the fact that my opponent's special defense ends up going down with the Shadow Ball. Here, however, and then my opponent also brought in Landorus on the Lele slot, possibly expecting a poison type move into that slot. Here, however, my opponent's actually going to protect the Hydreigon, I guess, expecting a Hidden Power Ice into Hydreigon because of the special defense drop, and because it's a bigger threat to Aegislash, which is key in this game. However though, I just go for the Hidden Power Ice into Landorus, seeing if it was AV or not, and if it'd be able to live. It is not AV, so that is going to OHKO Landorus, which puts me in a very nice spot to start out the game. And then with KOMMO-O in, my opponent's Hydreigon was heavily threatened at that point. So my opponent ends up bringing in Metagross on the Landorus slot and then switching in Tapu Lele on the Hydreigon slot. So me here, I just go for the Hidden Power Ice into Hydreigon, not really wanting to make any over predictions at this point, as I do think we're in a solid position, so there's no real need for that. And my opponent is going to go for the Zen Headbutt into Naganadel. It's going to bring us down all the way to our Focus Sash, but thankfully we do have it, so that Naganadel will live on to tell another story. Obviously with Psychic Surge, even though my opponent did have Bullet Punch on Metagross, there wouldn't be any using of it. And here, I'm going to go for a Sludge Bomb on Tapu Lele, as Aegislash then goes for the Shadow Ball on Mega Metagross, and my opponent once again sees that coming and goes into Hydreigon. However, we are chipping down Hydreigon really nice. We get another special defense drop, and I think we're in a good position. All the offensive pressure is on my opponent's team. All they've mainly done is take on Naganadel down to a Sash, but we still have 4 very strong Pokemon still on the field. And here, I'm just going to go for the Hidden Power Ice into Hydreigon. I didn't expect Lele to stay in. So that's going to take out Hydreigon. We're going to get another Beast Boost. And now I'm going to be able to go for a Shadow Ball into Metagross here. And that's actually going to be GG, as that's going to take out my opponent's Metagross. And that is completely game. So in this particular instance, you were able to see how strong Naganadel Aegislash was against Tapu Lele Metagross, just especially if the Lele is not Scarf. Just puts so much pressure on Lele, and then Aegislash puts so much pressure on the both of Tapu Lele and Metagross that it really didn't give my opponent too many options. And especially with that Landorus now being AV, that even made it easier on us. So I just quickly want to showcase how this team can be used and how it can really decimate certain team archetypes. But now we'll just hop onto the Battle Spot ladder and get a few games. Alright guys, we are now on the Battle Spot ladder, ready to take on some opponents with Sejun Park's team. So hopefully we can start to do better. As you can see, my rating is utter trash with this team. Haven't been doing well with it at all, and a huge factor definitely has been my inexperience as of right now with the format, as this is part of the reason why we're doing this series. I definitely need more practice, but another huge reason is my bad luck. I've literally gotten crit in 3 different games where the crit decided the game, so it's just been a little frustrating. I didn't see where our opponent was from, but they are going to have a team of Tapu Fini, Incineroar, Amoonguss, Mega Gardevoir, actually, yeah, probably dual Mega, so I'm going to say Mega Gardevoir, Landorus Therian, and Mega Manectric. So, looking at my opponent's team, what exactly do we want to do here? I don't see Charizard Naganadel as the worst lead, as I definitely want to at least have some pressure off on Amoonguss. Definitely want pressure off on Amoonguss, so it doesn't feel free to do whatever. I think Naganadel leads, definitely. Yeah, I think I'm actually just going to go Naganadel, KOMMO-O actually. Because if my opponent doesn't lead Fini, I really like KOMMO-O. Then what else do we bring? I'd bring Bulu and just have a fast hard hitter. Do I bring Aegislash? What would Aegislash offer? Incineroar is a huge issue for Aegislash. I'm gonna bring Bulu for a Spore switch in, just in case we need it. And Bulu can also ignore Rage Powder, so that's cool as well. So we'll see what exactly my opponent decided on, and hopefully Naganadel KOMMO-O doesn't end up being a mistake. Alright, so we're going to see Incineroar Gardevoir, so I also forgot that my opponent could easily just lead Gardevoir as well, and put me in a little bit of a tight spot. So here now I'm wishing I brought Aegislash, as the fake out on Naganadel is the definition of obvious. I really don't want to just break my Sash. I think I have to. I'm gonna stay with KOMMO-O and go for a Focus Blast, as I see a Trick Room as the easy option for my opponent. If my opponent doesn't Trick Room here, then kudos to them for not expecting me to switch out KOMMO-O and for going, because then my opponent would just go on the offensive with like a Hyper Voice. So fake out, yep, into the Naganadel slot. Oh, and just a Side Shock. Alright, I thought Trick Room was the play. Oh, we lived that. But we can't hit a Focus Blast. What is my luck with this team? I want to give this team a legitimate chance, but this has been so absurd. I can't get anything to go my way with this team. Now I'm like, do I even switch out? I don't think I do. I don't think KOMMO-O offers us much in this matchup, to be completely honest. I don't know why I'm having trouble talking all of a sudden. Yeah, I don't want to take the chips Side Shock damage on Bulu. I definitely do not. So I'm just going to go on the offensive. Just really sucks. I'm setting up Sun for Incineroar, so it definitely isn't the best. Oh, you see another Side Shock. Yep, into KOMMO-O. So that's fine. I guess I could have protected there, but once again, I still see Trick Room as my opponent's better option, but I guess that's them saying that they don't have Trick Room. Oh, an Incineroar Z move. It's going to be a hard game to win if this knocks us out, but it does. Yeah, it does. Yeah, this is going to be a hard game to win. So here I obviously want to go for Superpower with... Yeah, I obviously want to go for Superpower with Taboo Bulu, but I can't, unfortunately. So what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to go for a Rock Slide and a Sludge Bomb into Incineroar. Rock Slide will knock out Gardevoir. And then we more than likely need a flinch on the Incineroar. If we can get a flinch on Incineroar, then there's a slight chance depending on what my opponent brought in the back. But if Incineroar gets to attack here, then we lose. Yeah, we lose. That is game. Because there's no chance in Sun that Tapu Bulu's living that. We definitely needed the flinch there. And if I would have hit that Focus Blast earlier, Rock Slide would have more than likely took out Gardevoir. It's just the way the cookie crumbles sometimes. And Landorus. I can go for a Hidden Power Ice into Landorus and pray that Manectric can't do that much damage to me. Because I have to attack into Landorus. Landorus is more than likely AV or something though. This game's more than likely lost. And then either way, Manectric... I'm not sure if Manectric's faster than Naganadel, but it's probably a 2-hit KO no matter what it goes for. So we would need to knock out Landorus, get the special attack boost, and then be faster than Manectric, but I don't think we are. Manectric's actually going to protect, so this is probably Scarf Landorus then. Yeah, it is Scarf Landorus. So that's actually not the worst if we're faster than Mega Manectric, which I don't think we are. And I'm still not sure even at +1 if we knock out a Manectric. It's our only hope though. Can we knock out Manectric at +1? Oh, this is regular Manectric because Mega Gardevoir Mega Evolved, so we can actually win here. Oh no. No. Oh, and it hits the overheat. You got... Okay. Okay. Alright, we're gonna get a 1478 opponent from Japan. They're going to... Oh my lord, look at this team. And see, then we get so low on the ladder that we end up getting games with teams like this, and then I don't even feel good about winning. But either way, our opponent's going to have a team of... I can't even think of that thing's name. What is its name? Why can I not think of that thing's... The floral Pokemon. Why can't I think of its name? Anyways, the Pokemon I do know is Lucario, Tapu Lele, Incineroar, Wishiwashi, and Mimikyu. So... if my opponent has a Mimikyu, then my main concern is stopping Mimikyu from doing Mimikyu stuff. So... it's the team I'm going to go with. But yeah, Mimikyu more than likely will get up Trick Room. I don't really see a way I can stop that. As I don't have one Pokemon that could break Disguise, and then the next one Oko with any move. Actually, Aegislash, but alright, my opponent's actually going to lead with Wishiwashi, which isn't bad at all for us then. This isn't bad at all. So I'm just going to Horn Leech. Should I just Wood Hammer? I'm actually just going to Wood Hammer. I'll just go for the Z move on Comfey. Think it could be really annoying in this matchup, so. There goes Wishiwashi. What does Comfey do? Play rough. That does very sad damage. Goodbye, Comfey. So we get the double knockout, and we'll see what my opponent has in the back. And if this one ends up being such a quick game, then we'll actually just get one more. So we see Lucario and Mimikyu. Alright, that's an interesting duo for my opponent. Go for Wood Hammer on the Mimikyu. I'm actually just going to King Shield with Aegislash. Because we have two, Mimikyu more than likely goes for like a Shadow Claw, or just goes for Trick Room. So I'm going to King Shield. Carl goes for an extreme speed. Wow, okay. Disguise on Mimikyu is broken. Now what does it go for? Goes for the Shadow Claw and Aegislash as expected. So I'll be -1 to Mimikyu's attack. Looks like we can live another extreme speed as well. I am Yeah, I'm gonna Woodhammer Mimikyu, and I am going to Sacred Sword the Lucario. So you see another extreme speed. Does that knock us out? No, we live on 5. Then we see a Shadow Sneak. It's a weird play. Weird plays from my opponent. That's gonna knock out Mimikyu, and Shadow Sneak. Sacred Sword should come close. Oh, communication error. Alright, we're gonna try to squeeze in one more battle before we end off today's episode, considering that one wasn't too much to brag about. Unfortunate that my opponent DC'd so that we didn't get the win. So we'll try to squeeze in one more battle. Alright, we're going to get a 1464 opponent from Italy. And they're going to have a team of what appears to be Mega Kangaskhan, Cresselia, Ferrothorn, Terrakion, Tapu Fini, and Incineroar. So let's try to do this game quickly, as now we're kind of running it up on time. So let's see what we can do here. I actually like Incineroar a lot. I mean Tapu Bulu. I like Tapu Bulu a lot in this game. I like Tapu Bulu, Aegislash, KOMMO-O. Do I go Pachirisu or do I go Charizard? Just really don't want to give Incineroar Sun again and then end up being a part of my own demise. It's a tricky one. I think I'm going to go Charizard. We'll see how it works out. Let's see how it works out. Alright. So my opponent's going to lead Cresselia, Kangaskhan. So unless my opponent's going to leave... Yeah, unless my opponent plans on leaving Kangaskhan in its regular form and not Mega Evolving, they won't be able to fake out... Aegislash. And I'm just going to go for the Ghostium Z on Cresselia and go for a Woodhammer on Kangaskhan. Because that may be able to just knock it out if it tries to stay in its regular form and keep scrappy, so it can fake out a ghost type like Aegislash. Should be able to knock it down, knock it out. All right, we're actually going to see the switch into Incineroar. All right, go play with my opponent. Should be a little bit more cautious with the. Okay, and we still see that play, so I'm actually fine with that, man. Yep, as that does just knock out Kangaskhan, so I am fine with that. It's huge recoil though. So I'm actually glad my opponent faked me out there. I don't really get making that prediction into making that correct prediction into Incineroar, but then also still choosing to fake out Aegislash. Like, Ghostium would have still did good damage, but I still don't think it was worth still faking out Aegislash. But I'll take it. So here, I'm going to King Shield Aegislash, hoping that my opponent goes for just maybe some type of dark move into the Aegislash slot, and then maybe a Gyro Ball into the Incineroar slot. I mean, Tapu Bulu slot. See what happens here. Alright, we're actually just going to see the Z move, which is to nobody's surprise as well. Aegislash takes that decently well. And, oh, still gets the attack drop. That's actually really cool. I wasn't sure if the attack drop still was given on. Okay, Gyro Ball actually did more than I thought, though. So here I'm actually just going to flamethrower. Actually, I'm going to protect. KOMMO-O. And I'm going to switch in Charizard. Because what I want to do here is I don't think there's any move that Incineroar can go for that would knock out Charizard here. So I want to protect KOMMO and go for a flamethrower this following turn. As we do just see the Flare Blitz, which was expected. So Charizard should take that decently well. Yeah, that's good. That's solid. And then we should see a Leech Seed. Okay, a Leech Seed's fine as well. So now here I can go for... Actually, it's probably best I go for a Focus Blast. Just to try to knock out the Incineroar. Or actually. Who's faster? How fast is KOMMO-O actually? I'm gonna go to my Pokemon and look at its summary really quickly. I don't know how fast. 137 speed. Is that faster than a... Is that faster? It should be faster. Do I go for Focus Blast? I think I go for the Z move. And I go for a Heat Wave. Oh, was that... I think I just didn't Mega Evolve. I'm pretty sure I forced myself to not Mega Evolve. Which would be tragic. But I still think we knock out. Alright, Ferrothorn actually protects, so that's good. Because I did not Mega Evolve, which is very sad. I don't really like the little sparkles. I can't tell if that's Mega Evolving or not. It's kind of hard to tell. But alright, we're going to get our Z move off here. Alright, so KOMMO-O's stats are going to raise, and we should be able to finish this game off, because the Clanging Scale should definitely knock out Cresselia now. And then I can just actually Mega Evolve and go for a Flamethrower into the Ferrothorn slot. Yeah, Clanging Scale should knock out Cresselia at this health. Ferrothorn goes for the double protect. Does not work out. We're going to get the Clanging Scales off. And actually, Cresselia lives that. That does little damage to Cresselia. Oh, and Cresselia's berry is going to get proc, so that's unfortunate. Yeah, it's definitely unfortunate. We'll knock out Ferrothorn at least, though. Yeah, I had a feeling I should have just went for Flamethrower, but I wasn't sure. Yeah, and we'll see the Trick Room. With stat raised in every stab, my opponent still has to have some work to do with So I'm going to protect KOMMO-O. My opponent predicts that, then kudos to them, and I'm going to go for the Flamethrower on Cresselia. I just want a little bit more chip on Cresselia before I go on the offensive with KOMMO-O. I feel like my opponent may have to over-prioritize KOMMO-O as a threat now, especially relying heavily on Incineroar, as Cresselia is not going to clutch this game on its own. My opponent does make the smart play and goes for the Darkest Lariat into Charizard, though. And the Psychic actually does go into KOMMO-O, so that's perfect. At least. That's good, at least. Yeah, that's solid damage to get off on Cresselia. I'm actually going to switch in Bulu here. So we see another Other one, the Darkest Lariance, and a Psychic. We should be able to live one with the boost. Yeah, perfect. Can we hit a Focus Blast? And we can hit a Focus Blast. So that will be GG's. So at least we finish off on a decent note. But it's still been a rough go with this team, but I really just need a little bit more practice and a little bit better luck overall. But alright guys, this episode's definitely already a decent bit longer than I would have hoped it to be, so I appreciate any of you who have watched all the way until this point, especially because we finally got a decent win here at the end. Thank you guys as always for tuning in into our VGC Climbing the Ladder series, and also subscribe and like so you can show your support for the series, as I enjoy bringing these VGC videos to you all. So thank you for watching. I'll see you guys in the next VGC Climbing the Ladder episode, and hopefully by then I'll have this Sejun Park team down, so we'll be using a decent bit better, as I do want to use teams on the Battle Spot ladder for a decent bit. So hopefully we'll have a better grasp of this team by then. Thank you guys for supporting either way. See you guys in the next one. Peace.